Alright, today we're going to be making gravy. It's gravy, not sauce, alright? And there's my Uncle Frank, he's a real greaseball. So, you got to start out with your meat. You need pork and sausage, and you gotta fry it in the skillet. And then after that's all done, you're gonna put it into the pot. But that's until the gravy gets boiling and everything gets in. So what you need is just a little bit of garlic, a whole onion, a bell pepper, basil, and the meats, and about 5 cans of tomato puree. And you can put your crushed tomatoes in there if you want, and some whole tomatoes if you want, and you need tomato paste too. The paste is little, right like this. You need 2 or 3 cans of paste, depending on how big you make it, you know. I mean, you don't have to, there's no really directions, you don't really have to do this too. And you need oil, so you need canola oil for the pot. You can cook that. You're gonna cook the other stuff. And alright, so we're gonna get this underway. Alright, now you can either do this 2 ways. You can cut it, cut the onion up and the bell pepper, or you can leave them whole and take them out when you're done. Well, that's what my grandmother does and my aunt, but we like to do it this way so we can actually eat the onion. So you're gonna cut all this up, but you don't put the bell pepper in until the gravy's actually cooking. But you fry this in the oil at first. Just getting our pan ready, and you have to salt the pork and make sure it's dry for when you put it in the oil. Alright, we're about ready to put the pork in now. And the canola oil's hot, like I said before. Olive oil is too heavy to use for this. So yeah, you want your oil nice and hot when you place the pork in there.
You want to brown the sides of your meat. You want to brown it real good and cook the fat on it. And
don't worry if it's a little undercooked though, because it's going to be cooking for like 6 hours in the gravy, so it'll be okay. So yeah, you're just going to let the pork cook now, flip it, turn it, let it get all good and brown. Then after that,
we put the sausage in and brown it a little bit because it's pre-cooked in the microwave. And then we take the oil that we cooked all the meat in, put it in the main pot that we're going to make our gravy, and have that taste of the meat in there.
Yeah, so the meat's starting to cook real well. It's getting brown. Alright, so the meat is just finished. So we're going to use the oil from the meat because it's flavored, and we're going to fry the onion and garlic in that oil. It's just a little bit of garlic though, and about a whole onion. So we're going to use all that juice, and we're going to try to leave the little shavings outside and see if they'll burn things. So I think we're going to have to put a little bit more oil. We're going to fry it up, make it nice little golden brown, the onions. And yeah, transparent. Here's my mom. Alright, so here's the oil.
Hey Steve, remember that? With the American Bandstand? Remember that?
Alright, again. And we got all of our ingredients laid out.
How they got that name?
We got 4 cans of tomato puree, 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. The basil's over here. And we need a bay leaf, salt, and sugar. The sugar gets rid of the acid from the tomatoes, so.
We were jamming in work yesterday with this all.
So we're about to turn on the onions.
We're gonna put puree in right now. 5 cans of puree. And we're gonna put tomatoes in. Crushed tomatoes, I mean. And then we're gonna put the cans of water in.
She got a mouthful, that's all. Yeah, so here we got the puree in here. Get the heat on medium heat. And after we put all the puree in, you gotta match each can of puree with a can of water. But if you like your gravy thicker, you cut down on the water you put in. Daddy's Uncle Frank called you a grease ball. So here comes our crushed tomatoes we're gonna put in. And you can put a whole can of tomatoes in if you want, and whatever else. Put more puree. But first we gotta put the water in. We gotta match it. So we're gonna put. We put 4 big cans of tomato puree in. So we're gonna put in around 3 cans of water. All right. So now we're putting in the tomato paste. You're gonna take off both sides of the top. And we already put one in. It's right here. See it? Check it out. We're gonna put around 2 in, 2 or 3. And you want to make sure you stir it up, your gravy, so there's no chunks left. And here you go. This is a quick way to do it, so doesn't all fall on. See?
I don't like it.
You gotta take the top off.
I loved it.
Because it's real thick and boop, bada bing.
I didn't like it.
Alright, so now, when it comes to a boil, well, I'll show you in a little bit. Now it's time for the sugar to get rid of some of the acid. You don't want to put too much in, because you don't want the gravy to get sweet, but you just want enough for the sugar to absorb everything. Alright, and I will say now we could put the basil in and the bell pepper and the salt, and we're gonna add a bay leaf. Now we're gonna put the salt in, and you're just gonna want to cover the whole top with like a layer of salt, and don't forget to put in the bell pepper too. Make sure you take all the seeds out of the bell pepper first.
Cover the whole top.
I did. I covered the whole.
Cover the entire pot with salt.
Alright, now it's time for the basil. My dad's name, my brother's name, my grandfather's name. You know? It's not that weird to have your son named Basil. You can put a lot in, you know.
You can never have enough basil.
Yep. That's just because my mom likes to eat it all. And she'll just come over here and like in an hour or two she'll just pick out some spoonfuls with basil in it. Right, Uncle Frank?
Yes.
Alright, now it's time to put all the meat in. Now it'll cook for about 6 more hours, 7 hours, and it'll be soft and melt in your mouth, and it's gonna break apart. Put the pork in first. Yeah, man, 6 hours, baby. That's what it's gotta do.
One left. Matt.
Okay, so we just put in everything. We got everything cooking in the gravy, so we're just gonna have it. We're basically done now. It's gotta cook for about 6 more hours on simmer it, and then it'll cook down. The water will evaporate out of here. It'll come nice and thick. You gotta keep stirring it from the bottom and get everything up. And I'll see you in 6.
All right. It's been 6 hours, and the gravy looks good. It's all condensed, so you can keep it on longer. I like 8 hours, but my dad gets mad because the meat breaks all up. So I'll see you. Ciao.